13th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi.
And Alan.
Hey, Phil.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Remember, you said you had my thing for this week already, because I gave you 2 last week.
Oh, thank you for the reminder.
Right. So if you look at it, it'll say the date on it. It'll say this week.
Right. Yeah. That's good that you do that.
Right.
Much appreciated.
You're good.
Okay. So we were talking about the donkeys yesterday. So shall we maybe we should see that question again. Boy Minei Rav Kahana Mirav. Rav Kahana asked the question of Rav. This is let's see. Oh yeah, it's right. It's the beginning of the line, like 10 lines up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines up. On Kuf Tes Zion Hamid Aleph 116A.
116A.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Which page in the art scroll?
10 lines up from the fat lines.
Yeah.
116A what?
3.
3. Okay.
Right-hand column, second paragraph.
Rob answered the question, right?
Gemora cites an inquiry.
Oh, okay.
No, let's do the question. Alan, you want to do the question?
Rob answered the question. Second paragraph.
Do that Reb Kahana asked Rab a question.
Inquired of Rob. I have a different translation. 116A3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right-hand column, second paragraph. Gemora cites an inquiry.
I don't have that on 116A3.
You see where it says Rob answers the question? Alan?
You said it's the right-hand paragraph, right?
Right, second paragraph. You're looking at the third paragraph. Go up one paragraph.
It says the Mishnah ruled. The next one is Rob answered.
Yeah, the Mishnah ruled. Start there.
Okay. The Mishnah ruled that the rescuer stipulated that he must be reimbursed for his donkey. He receives full compensation. The Gemara cites an inquiry regarding the ruling. Be'er, Mine, Rav, Kahana, Mirav, Rav Kahana required of Rav, Yurad, Lahatzil. If after making this stipulation, the owner of the less valuable donkey went down to rescue the other person's donkey, Va'ela Shalom may Love, and his own donkey then came up from the river on its own. Mahu was the law. Can he or can he not demand the worth of his donkey? So Rav answered the question. On Malay, Rav said to Rav Kahana, he is entitled to full payment as if his animal had died. As for the appearance of his donkey, Mishma Rachemu Olay, from heaven they had mercy upon him and preserved the life of his donkey. This in no way undermines his claim. Ki hor the Rav safe roar, Chavor Kor or Zeal Bashara Tor. This is like the incident in which Rav Safra was traveling in a caravan. And this certain lion escorted them and protected their animals from wild beasts and bandits.
How do you like that?
Call lay lore ka shandor li lay ka more raw the hard mina yahu bakor or chil. Every night they would give the lion a donkey belonging to one of them, and the lion would eat it. Ki Motor Zamne, the Rav, when Rav Shipper's turn came, Shuran Lay Chamorah below at the hay. He sent the lion a donkey and it did not eat it. The King Rav Sapor was Bay. Rav Sefer hurried and reacquired his donkey before someone else would take it.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so right. So let's read. So you got what happened over here. This is a question based upon the din that we learned in the Mishnah. That we learned the din in the Mishnah that when there's two people, one's got a donkey worth 200, the other one's got a donkey worth 100, and the river sweeps away in a flood both of the donkeys, and the owner of the 100 says to the owner of the 200, "Look, I'll forego my donkey, and I'll go and save your donkey, because of course it's worth more. It's worth twice as much as mine, and I will. But you have to reimburse me. You have to reimburse me, okay?" So the Mishnah says that the owner of the 200 has to give 100 to the owner of the 100. That's the case of the Mishnah. Now Rav is asking a question. Rav Kahana is asking a question to Rav, and he says, "What happens if he was Yord Lahatzil the owner of the 100, he goes down into the flood to try to rescue the donkey, which is 200, and while he's foregoing doing any rescue of his own donkey, and in the middle of doing that, or maybe afterwards, he went Ola Shalo Me'elav, the 100 donkey suddenly appears out of nowhere and is able to get itself out of the flood, and the guy grabs his donkey also. So now the question is, Mahu, what's the din in this case? What now is the obligation of the owner of donkey 200 to the owner of donkey 100? Does he have to reimburse him, or does he not have to reimburse? That's the question. Let's see how Rashi explains the case. The first Rashi we want to look at is Dibra Maskil Yorad Lahatzil.
Yes, but when he yored lahatzil, when he goes down to save that it's second donkey, Rashi is saying, Al manash yitain lo damei shalo, on the condition that he shall give him his value for the donkey. It'll give him that 100. So it's not like, he conditionally said, you're going to pay me. I'm going to leave my donkey to save your donkey. So in a sense, he owes him that money because it's like, I'm hiring you to save my donkey for that amount. And that's like an amount which has no difference whether his donkey gets saved or not. And that's the condition that I'm going to go to save your money. It has nothing with his donkey. It has to do with, I'm going down, you're going to give me the money. That's why I'm going to save it, because I'm chancing that I may lose my donkey, which is worth 100. And the fact is that I didn't lose my donkey. That's just happened. That's what the later part is how it works, that he got lucky, that Hashem helped him save his donkey also.
Okay. Very good. I hear in other words, you're already learning from the first Rashi over here.
What's happening in the next case. And the next case is giving you a Maisa as to how it happened before.
What, you're learning that this is a different case than the case of Ola Shalom Me'elav?
No, this is Ola Shemei. This is Ola Shemei. This is part of Ola Shalom Me'elav.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what we're talking about.
So
then
one
later
case.
on, the lion is a separate case.
Yeah, the
By
lion's
the
a separate. Yeah. Right. Lion's a separate story. Okay. Okay. So now let's take a look at the next Rashi. Let's see how Rashi. We said yesterday when the Gemora says Mahu, that what that means is that the Gemora's got a suffix over here. It has two ways of looking at the issue, and it's not able to resolve the which way is the correct way to look at it. So therefore, that's the Mahu. That's the question that Rav Kahana is presenting before Rav. Do you look at it like this way, or do you look at it like the other way? And the nafkamina, of course, will be: does this guy have to pay him to reimburse him, or does he not have to pay him? So what are this is what Rashi's coming to explain the two sides. Okay, Lou, you want to do the next Rashi? Ola shalom me'elav mahu.
Me amrinan me'ikara de afkare kavod dami u mischayev lo helech or heyach shalome v'hadar zacha be meri me hafkira o
Hmm.
Dilma Kavan Desalik Salik. So is it that the one who says from the beginning the af the hefkeri that it's hefker, that my donkey is ownerless. This is the 100 donkey owner says, I make my donkey hefker. Kavod, I don't know what the word kavod is doing here.
Avud. It is as good as lost.
Kavod is good as lost. Dummy, the value. Umechayev, and he's obligated to him. The 200 owner is obligated to the 100 owner. Heach l'shlomei, to pay him. Hadar. Zacha. And he gives him the value.
And he goes Hadar, well, he for his payment, the Hadar is meant he returns and he zachabo, and now he claims it again. He like reclaims what he made hefker.
Oh, the donkey returns.
Yeah, he got the donkey back. He made the. You see, basically, he's saying, "I'm making my donkey. I have to save your donkey. I'm hefkering my donkey. I give up any rights on it, and I'm now going to go save yours, and you're going to pay me." And now he goes back, and he's going to say, "Oh, I'm going to reclaim this thing that I made hefker." That's why he's claiming the money before, because I'm making it hefker for you. But he's able to. Luckily, he's able to get it back from hefker. So now he's getting the donkey back after he got paid from the other guy for going to save the other guy's donkey.
Mare may have kare. What's Mare?
His owner.
So his owner claims it from Hefker. The 100 owner says, this is my donkey. I'm taking it back.
Right. That's one possibility. Then there's a second possibility.
Oh, Dilma, or perhaps Kavon, since the Salik, since it came up, meaning he doesn't have a claim because he didn't lose anything.
Right. Since he didn't lose anything, so like retroactively the obligation becomes to pay, to reimburse, becomes pushed off. So I'm saying in Rashi, according to the first Sad, Rashi says, "Mi amrinin," do we say the following thing? "Mi amrinin," do we say that mi kara? In other words, from step one, from step one, at the point that the guy was turned his attention to animal number 2, and he did not go to save animal number 1, he was essentially being mafkir his animal, relinquishing his ownership over his animal, and it's ka'abud dummy. It's like it's lost from him completely. He doesn't own it anymore because that's what happened already in step 1, and as a result of that which happened in step 1, u'machayev lo heyak l'shlume. that at that point already attaches the obligation of the owner of donkey number 2 to pay him. Because that's what the deal was. The deal was that I'm going to pay you because you're going to relinquish your ownership over this donkey in order to go and save my donkey and focus on my donkey and not be focused on your donkey. So that he did. So since he did that, so the obligation to pay attaches already at that point that he went to go and save the other one's donkey, and he was thereby being mafkir his own donkey, and his donkey is now ownerless. And therefore, the fact that he finds it afterwards doesn't change the fact that the donkey of number 2 donkey owner, he already became obligated to pay for the other one's relinquishing his donkey in order to go and save his donkey. And we don't care what happens afterwards. What happens afterwards is not going to change anything. Or that's the first side. Or do we say that no? Of course, the whole reason that the guy was mafkir the animal and now he relinquishes ownership over it is, of course, he did that in order to go and save the other guy's donkey. But the unwritten understanding is that if he would eventually, in any case, get his donkey back, so then what necessity is there to reimburse him? What are you reimbursing him for? He didn't sustain any loss as a result of going to run after my donkey. So why does he need any reimbursement? The agreement was that since you're going to lose your donkey, I got to reimburse you for your donkey. But he didn't lose it. It resurfaced, and he got it back even. So according to that way of looking at it, the guy does not have to pay for the loss of the donkey because there was no actual loss. But this is a question that Rav Kahana is asking Rav, and he doesn't see any clear resolution to look at it this way as opposed to that way, and therefore he's asking Rav the question. Okay. Okay, so what did Rav answer him? Rav answered him. Rav answered him, Mishamaya Rechimu Alei. From heaven, they were merachim on this owner of donkey number 1 that went to run after donkey number 2. He got a present, so to speak, from Shemayim, that the donkey didn't go lost. He was actually able to recover the donkey. And then he brings this Maisa with Reb Safra. Now, what's the Gemora bringing this Maisa with Reb Safra for? It's not. I don't know if it's we're bringing this Maisa with Reb Safra because from the case of Reb Safra, Rav sees a precedent to rule the way that he's ruling. What's Rav's ruling over here? Shemayim gave him a present. What's that mean, Shemayim gave him a present? Shemayim have Rachmanis on him. That means to say that, what's that have to do with the agreement? The agreement is an agreement. He's got to reimburse him. And Shemayim had the Rachmanis on him. He didn't lose his donkey in any case. But the agreement stands. That's what Rav is answering. And if you'll say, well, why is that so? Who says that we look at it like that? Rav says, I have a precedent from the case of Rav Safra. Rav Safra is the precedent, and just like we see in the case with Rav Safra, so too should be the answer to the question that Rav Kahana is asking Rav. Oh, let's
There's a
take a look
difference.
at, yeah.
I think in the case of Rav Safra, all the donkeys
well,
have been
yeah.
all the donkeys have been eaten, and they can't be brought back.
Yeah.
And in the case of the donkey in the river, he's both of them can be brought back. Are brought back.
Well, the question the question we have to really understand a little bit more about this case with Rav Safra. We have to understand a few more things, and maybe Rashi's going to fill it in, or we're going to fill it in somehow, some way, so we really understand what's the comparison over here.
Okay.
So we have a Rashi over here. Min Shemaya Rechimu Alei. This is what Rav answered to Rav Kahana his inquiry about the saber of the donkey number 2 that got his own donkey number 1 back.
Mishemaya Rahmana Allah from heaven came up. Mercy with head, that there was mercy from heaven that caused it, so to speak. The Yehevle, the May,
Want my arm?
his value, Ki'ilu mate, is just as if it was dead.
Oh, so Rashi is telling us, I mean, what exactly is Rav saying over here? Rav Kahana asked him a question. In other words, does the guy have to pay him, reimburse him or not? And Rav says, oh, Mishamayim, he got a present. That's an answer to Rav Kahana's inquiry. So Rashi says, yes, you just have to understand what Rav Kahana meant when he said the guy got a present from Hashem. He got Rahmanas from Shemayim. What does that mean? Rashi says what it means is v'yohible demei ke'ilu beis. That means is that the owner of donkey number 1 nevertheless has to pay to reimburse the owner of donkey that was worth 100. He has to give him that money ke'ilu beis, as though that donkey actually did perish in the flood. That's what Rav means to say. And how do we know that that's what Rav meant to say? That's probably going to be more clear when we fully understand this Maisa with Rav Safra, with the lion.
Rabbi, I'd like to suggest an alternative way of reading this Rashi.
Okay.
So it says that heaven had mercy upon him. V'yahiv lay, and heaven gave to him, Dami, the value, ke'ilu mace, as if the donkey was dead. Meaning, what if he came out of the river with donkey number the 200 donkey, and his 100 donkey didn't come out of the river. It died. And then he wins the lottery, and he happens to win the exact value of the donkey, 100. So we'd say that has nothing to do with the owner of the 200 donkey. This was a gift. He got a gift from heaven.
So then how is Rav responding to the question of Kahana then, if that's where you're going to learn this? What's he answering him?
Because he's saying, since this is a gift from heaven, it's just a coincidence that happens to be the donkey that came back. It could have been a diamond that fell on his hand, or it could have been he won the lottery. It could have been anything. It's the value as if it was dead.
So then, what is so the question to the answer to the question of Mahu? Is he obligated to reimburse him or not? What's the answer?
He is obligated. He is obligated because the fact that the donkey came back is irrelevant. We're considering as if the donkey was dead and he got a gift. He got a gift from heaven.
Okay, I mean, I'm saying that what Rashi is telling us, he's telling us the how it is that Rab's words are answering the question, because on the face of it, Rab's not answering the question that was asked, and it seems to me that that's what Rashi is telling us in a very clear-cut way. What you're saying is why it is that the Rashi's saying why it is that the guy has to pay him back.
Well, what I'm suggesting is that instead of saying that Rashi is telling us why his answer is relevant to the question, I'm suggesting that Rashi is merely explaining to him what his answer meant. What did those words mean? It was a gift from Shemayim. And it's up to us to now do the next step of saying, and how does that answer the question?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's not so clear then. It's not so clear how he's answering the question that Rav Kahana put to him. If you're going to say that he's just saying this he got was it's Hashem Yahiv Le means Hashem gave him his money ki'ilu meis, as though it had died. So and therefore what? What is the guy obligated to also pay him or not? Is not answering the question.
Right.
What if we look at it that the owner was actually employing of the 200 was employing the 101, the other man who was employing him, and the cost of it was $100. The cost, which was the cost of the donkey, and he was being employed to rescue the donkey, rescue his 200 donkey.
Okay, yeah. Therefore,
when regardless of what happens extrinsic to that, outside of that, he's being employed. He's doing the job, so he should be paid for that job. The fact that his donkey comes up, fine, that's very nice. That's min hashemayim.
okay, I think you might be saying. Let me reframe your words. In other words, according to your according to your explanation, the reason why this guy has to pay for the donkey is because what was the agreement? The agreement was you want me to do a job, right? You want me to go running after your donkey, and instead of go running after my donkey. That's what you want me to do. And fine, I'll do that as long as you reimburse me for my loss, for the fact that I'm going to run after your donkey. So what did the guy get? What he was bargaining for? Yeah, because it says Yored Latzil. He went right ahead and went down into the flood and tried to save the other guy's donkey. So he did what he did what the agreement was for. So of course, why shouldn't he get paid?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it like that, but that's not what Rashi's saying. Rashi makes it dependent upon Hefker. The first sod is dependent upon Hefker. Do we say that since the rescuer was mafker his animal and now it's lost from him, it's not owned by him, therefore at that point the guy is required to pay for the reimbursement for that loss that he did. In other words, the agreement was, look, I'm willing to be mafker my animal and forego it, and it's as far as me is concerned, it's as good as lost. I don't own it anymore, and in consideration for me doing that, you have to reimburse me for it.
Mm-hmm.
According to your explanation, I understand your explanation. I even think I'm not even sure why it is that we need to. But Rashi, for some reason, Rashi doesn't go with that explanation. He's focusing on the Hefker aspect of it.
Well, I think
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I think there's another fact here, though, that messes up what Roy is saying, and that is there's actually two payments. There's the payment that the rescuer gets for actually the work he does. In other words, let's say he gets paid $10 an hour for donkey rescuing work. So that's an hour. So he's going to get paid $10. In addition, he's saying you have to reimburse me for my donkey. So he's got to get paid 110.
Okay. That's another point. That's another point that I think that's a very, very, very good point. In other words, really, you're bringing out an issue over here, and that issue is what is this guy going to be paid for? Is he going to simply be paid for the loss of his donkey, or is he he's no worse? He's no worse than the guy that made no stipulation whatsoever. The guy that made no stipulation whatsoever, the Mishnah says he gets paid for his scar. He gets paid for his work of doing what it was that he did. That was to benefit. That was a benefit to the other guy. In other words, if you take a look in the words of the Mishnah on Kuftes Vav and Aleph, and you'll see the words of the Mishnah. The Mishnah has. Take a look over there. It's on the bottom of the page.
Of page 116 or 115.
15. 115a, all the way at the bottom of the page, is the Mishnah.
All right. The Mishnah says what?
The Mishnah says, or let's not talk about that case. Let's get right to our case that we're talking about.
No.
Oh, sorry. So let's turn the page. Go to the top now of 115b, and you'll find the case of the donkeys. It's the last word in the second line from the top. Shataf nachal. The river flooded. Chamoro v'chamor chavero, and it swept away his donkey and the donkey of his friend. Shelo yafamana shelo chavero nasaim. His donkey's worth 100. His friend's is worth 200. Now, the Mishnah is going to tell us two different cases. We're actually focused on the second of these two. But let's take a look at what it says in both of them. Because based upon that, we're gonna focus in on Lou's comments. It says V'heniach zeh es shelo. This guy jumps up without saying anything to anybody, and he forgoes his donkey. Haniach zeh es shelo. He forgoes rescuing his donkey. V'hitzil es shel chavero. And he goes ahead and saves his friend's donkey. Now, over here, you notice he didn't say anything to the owner of the other donkey. He didn't make any agreement, any stipulation of any kind. All he did was act. In that case, the Mishnah says, Ein lo elaskaro. All he has from this is his schar. What is his schar? His schar he doesn't have. Now, if you want to know what does it mean, Ein lo elaskaro, take a look at Rashi, the first line of Rashi. And he's talking about the first case that we didn't talk about now, with the wine and the what do you call it? The wine and the honey. If in the same scenario with the honey and the wine, the guy with the wine doesn't make any agreement with the owner of the honey, he just goes ahead and pours out his wine and goes ahead and puts his jug underneath the guy's honey in order to save it. But he didn't make any agreement with the guy that you got to pay me for the wine that I spilled on the ground. So in that case, Ein lo elaskaro. What's called his schar, says Rashi? Two things. Schar kli uschar pu'ula. He gets schar for his kli and schar pu'ula. What does that mean? You rent what?
He gets the donkey also because that's the cleat.
No. This case, this Rashi over here, Phil, is talking about the first case with the honey and the wine.
Okay.
So Rashi says he gets schar for the fact that he took his own kli and he used his own kli in order to recover the honey. So you want to use my honey use my kli for an hour in order to get your honey? You got to pay me for 1 hour's worth of my kli. Yeah, uskar pu'ula, and then he also gets paid for his work. He had to sit there for an hour and get all the honey out of the other guy's kli and position his own kli so that it would catch all of the honey from the other guy's kli. So that's his work. So he got two things: use of his work value for that time, and use of his utensil for that time. Okay, that's what he got. So if we take a look at our case with the donkeys, what does it mean when it says Ein lo elaskaro? There's no kli that he used in order to save the donkey. He wasn't using a jug to get the donkey. All he did was his actions, his work, his efforts. That's what he's going to get paid for in that case. But he's not going to get paid for the donkey that got his donkey that got swept away in the flood, because he made no agreement on it.
So we can't see that donkey as being his kli, so to speak.
What?
We can't look on his donkey that got swept away as his kli that got broken. That got.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I would analyze it as follows. I would say his donkey is comparable to his wine in the first case. In the second case, the donkey is comparable to the wine in the first case. That's what he had to throw on the ground, so to speak, in order to go save the honey, in order to go save the other guy's donkey.
All right.
Okay, so in that case, Ein lo elaskaro. he doesn't get the value of he doesn't get reimbursed for the donkey. He's going to get paid for his hour of being involved in saving the other guy's donkey. That's what he's going to get. He's not going to get anything more than that. But in our case, where he made up with the guy, he said, "I'm going to go." Im Omalo, the Mishnah says, if he says to him, "Ani atzil es shelcha," I'm going to save your donkey. V'ata nosein li es sheli, but you have to give me for my donkey. In that case, chayav liteino, he's got to give him. So over here, what does it mean in the Mishnah where it says he's got to give him? Got to give him what? What does he got to give him?
The worth of this donkey.
He's got to give him the 100 for the donkey, right? Now, what about for his work efforts? Does he get paid for that?
What did he say to the man? He said, yes, he said he's going to do the work. And the man agreed.
You see from the first case that the guy, the rescuer gets paid for his work, even if he doesn't say anything to the other guy. So why should this case be any worse? Where he says to him, "You got to pay me for my donkey." Okay, he didn't say anything. You got to pay me for my work, but that he's gonna have to pay him in any case. We see from the first case that he has to pay for the work, even if he didn't make up with him that you have to pay me for my work. So I would say in the case of the donkey, he's got to pay him for his work as well as for the loss of the donkey.
Except that in the second case, in the first case, he didn't specify anything, and so it was specified for him by law or whatever. But in this case, he specified that he'd be compensated. Didn't specify work.
He doesn't need to specify the work. Obviously, he's going to get paid because he did something for the guy and he benefited him. He benefited from his work. The issue over here is he going to be reimbursed for the donkey? That maybe not.
Well,
If he doesn't say anything, he's not going to get reimbursed for the donkey, but he's got to say something in order to get reimbursed for the donkey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think from the Mishnah it's clear that there are two payments that are going to be given to this guy. One payment is for his pu'ula, his work value, what he did in going ahead and saving the other guy's donkey, and also because he made up with the guy, and the guy agreed he's going to get paid for the donkey that the other one lost. The only question is, in this case, though, the donkey wasn't lost. So what do we say now? Does the guy still have to pay him for the donkey or not? That's the question. Okay, we're out of time. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We'll continue with the donkeys tomorrow.
Thank you.
What are you calling me?
So if your wife asked you, what did you learn today? So we were learning about donkeys. Say what?